Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. Welcome to the month of September 2023. You're going to have some lovely changes in your prosperity, money, luck, good news around children as well, good things happening with your romantic and committed love stories, as well as some significant changes in your work and health routines that are going to be very auspicious. Let's go into the deep dive of each of these things during the month of September. But before we begin, you might be new to my channel. And if you are, come on and learn about me here, because I am Lori Lothe in a whole sign house, Hellenistic, traditional, Western tropical zodiac astrologer using the minor asteroids and fixed stars. And I love the minor asteroids. Devil is in the details. I'm one of the few astrologers that covers those in YouTube land. Like, subscribe, bell for notification, and of my 30 videos a month, you'll get a lot of information. They're always all signs about what I'm doing with those asteroids. The devil is in the details. 2 promotions for this month, and I'm going to go very briefly through them. Please bear with me. It's simple. I have a sister who is a great healer. She's totally kills it with her miracle healings. You got pain in your body. She can often just turn it off. But more importantly, she's a beautiful soul, and she's doing healingwithnancylynn.com. Special just for my people in the month of September. You can get into that special anytime after August the 20th or so. And what you get is 15% off any of her remote healings, distance healings. She's already very affordable. Makes it doubly cheap. And it's fall 15, FALL 15 description box for how to get into that. The spots will fill. So if you're needing a healing, give it a try. Second of all, if you never tried Patreon before, give it a shot. I'm ethically bribing you to come to my Patreon community where you have meetings with me every month, discounts on my readings, so much more. Some of you get free access to my classes, depends on your tier, but any tier, come join, because I'm ethically bribing you with over $70 worth of freebies. My 2023 All Signs videos are $44 normally, and you get them all for free. That's 12 videos, each are 60 minutes long. You're going to get access to my Are You My Person, Synastry Astrology Relationship class, and Chiron, the Key to Purpose. Those are being taught live at the end of August, but the replays are available for free, whether you attend the class or not, just by joining my Patreon community for a month, for $5 even. If you don't like it, you can quit anytime. That's the discount. The lowest tier is $5. Check it out, description box below. Now let's talk about us. I'm an Aries Sun and Moon. So for us, Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising, I'm on the same page. What's going on in our sky? Number 1, Mars is the Lord of our sign. Let's start with him. He moves into Libra on August the 27th, and he'll be there for 6 weeks. Mars in Libra. Mars is not comfortable in Libra because he's out of his element. He's in the house of someone in your life who's significant to you. This can be a business partner, marriage partner, or your client's audience and other. Now, Mars cuts, ends, and severs, so be careful. This can mean arguments with those people, losing clients, losing connections to your beloved or your business partner, usually through conflict. Technically, in modern astrology, there's always the thinking that every house is about you, but that's not true. It's about other people. So those people are conflicted, gnarly, angry, or upset, maybe, or even passive aggressive, and you have to deal with them. Okay. They also may be very passionate about something and very on and excited, and you're just watching them. So it's really not so much about you. But I would say that you can make changes to your marketplace, audience, and client stories if you're an entrepreneur, especially, or in a business in which you see clients. With Mars going through your 7th house, he likes to cut, pair, and sever, and you may end things that are no longer working for you in those types of situations and relationships. And you may change your strategy around your marketplace for your goods and services in the world. And Mars only goes through your Libra house once every 2 years, so it's a rather big deal. Now, as Mars, your Lord of your sign, moves through your 7th house, you may also focus a lot on other people who are Martian to you. I mean, who seem like, you like them. They're warrior spirited, and you've got them on your radar. Activists, champions, heroes, and all of that. A significant male may enter your life as well during the month of September, and they have a big role in your life, particularly as it involves things that Venus cares about. And in your case right now, she's all about your entrepreneurial and creative endeavors. So a male may enter the picture who supports you to further those ambitions in the month of September. Because there's this really sweet glow up September 24th to the 29th, I will mention it now. Even though Mars is not in its best form in Libra, as he tries to please Venus from her Libra house, Venus in Leo in your 5th house of children, romance, sexuality, creativity, entrepreneurship is going to flow to Mars on the 24th to the 29th of September. This is so positive. First of all, it can definitely look like a passionate romantic getaway with you and a love partner. That's one way to code it. It can look like a very ambitious legal contract being signed that improves your finances or your entrepreneurial set of abilities. It can also look maybe like some kind of development with one of your children. It's not even about you. And it looks exciting because it's bringing them into some kind of momentum in some way. Those are possibilities, but it's also really good for money luck as well. Venus is a money luck goddess. And because if you win money, you end up signing deals and contracts around that money, like, on a dotted line. Some of you could also win money with this contract, this type of this type of sextile between Venus, the Lord of Luck, in the house of money luck, in the 5th house, going direct on the 24th to 29th, and Mars moving through your 7th house, especially if it's money you need to share with another person. Wow. I'm looking outside as I record this. The sun just came out, but it's like that greeny sky that you get just before a frigging tornado. You see how bright I am suddenly with this like light on my head? I'm just going to go with it. My third eye. Ooh. Okay. That's a crystal in my sister's window. I'm visiting my sister. Now, the other thing we want to talk about then is Venus. Venus is in Leo for 4 months. It's early January through to early October. It's a first in a lifetime stay. Venus basically has been trying to stay longer and longer in Leo since 1991 when she began her retrograde Venus Cazimis here. This is a new energy for you, the world. And Venus here for 4 months is a huge value assessment, a revaluation, what do you want in life? What do you desire when it comes to being creative, when it comes to being speculative luck and money stories with your children? What do you desire and want with fertility and pregnancy, with sexuality and romance? She's asking you to go deep and reevaluate, evaluate desire, go to the heart's desire of all of those things. Honestly, it's a fertility transit on steroids, Aries. If you're like an Aries rising, Venus here is trying to get you pregnant June, July, August, September, October, but she goes direct on September 4th. Thus, pregnancy is available more easily and readily, or your children can get pregnant. And maybe pregnancy is something you want, and that's wonderful. But if it's not, then because of Uranus squaring Venus from the 5th house, that's unexpected pregnancy for you or your child. So keeping that in mind, September brings a lot of possibility of fertility and pregnancy at a biological level. So keep it in mind. You can conceive new art projects, new business projects, new entrepreneurial projects. It does not have to be babies. All systems go on those things. Entrepreneurial projects and creative projects are especially blessed as they begin to unfurl, be created or enacted in the month of September. Venus likes pleasure. This is a house of pleasure and joy. Leisure travel can be here. So some of you may engage in some pleasurable leisure travel September 4th onward as Venus is going direct with a love partner. That's that Mars-Venus sextile September 24th to the 29th. A getaway, a romantic getaway. Now, we'll move on to Mercury. Mercury has not done what he's doing now since 2016. So therefore, we've got a quality of super rare energy, so about 7 years rare. What is happening, Aries, is that Mercury has begun, July 28th, to spend time in your 6th house of work routines, office space, work itself, health routines, the 6th house of your tenancies and pets. Now, rentals of pets, tenancies, tenant agreements, landlord-tenants agreements. Now, this is good for you because Mercury is really deep here, and I'm an Aries sun and moon, so I can tell you I got the greatest rental renewal contract of my life during Mercury's entrance July 28th to October 4th in this house. It's been wonderful. Okay, I'm like really grateful for that. And it happened as soon as Mercury went into this part of the sky that all that sort of consolidated really nicely. But the energy here is also about your work, and Mercury says you're either going to communicate more in and from work, negotiate things in work, or come up with new ideas for work and new marketing and merchandising ideas for work as well. And he has been retrograde August the 23rd. He will be retrograde till September 15th. And that's where you go back and dive deeper into revising things that already exist. Now, for me, that will be revising fourth iteration of Sky Reader, which launches in the third week of September. I know what that's about as an Aries sun and moon, but you may revise things, renegotiate your work contracts, or go back to a job you've had before, or get hired at a job you've had before between August 23rd and, of course, September the 15th. When it comes to your health, because this is a house of sickness, you find health outcomes here. Mercury can be going back and saying, do a lab test on something you've done before. So I'll go back and get, a thyroid test again during this time. Go back and recheck your lab work, do your numbers, check it out during a Mercury retrograde in your sixth house. Now, pets. A pet could come to you from the past. Well, that sounds weird, but I'm going to be babysitting my friend's pet during this time. So it's a pet from the past. Not a good time to try to buy a pet until he goes direct on September 16th. If you need to purchase a pet, can you wait? Because there'll be glitches in the contracts. Same with signing a rental agreement, a document for a new home or anything like that. Try not to do it during the retrograde of August 27th to September 15th. If you can avoid that, or please check that fine print. Because what Mercury does when he's going backwards will change when he goes forward. There'll be a change of direction. If you need to get rid of an addiction, self-undoing bad habit or pattern, Mercury can help you learn, understand, research ways and means to do that, especially in his retrogradation. When he goes direct on September 15th, though, he's engaging a bunch of other energies, that are also happening in and around this time. We have a Cazimi and a new moon. Let's just talk about the new moon. On September 14th, there's a new moon at 21 Virgo. This new moon is a new beginning and a reset. Now, you have that every year, but this is a different energy. Go back to 2016. What new beginnings did you have in the work and health environment? 2016, as an Aries sun and moon, was the first time I did a sobriety break. It's from wine. It's the first time I did any online entrepreneurial stuff. Well, yeah, it was a big deal. My first time doing those things. And I also signed a lease for a new place. I moved out of my house with my husband that year at this time of year, right? September, October. You may also be doing some things with the same intensity. A new moon on September 14th is a promise of delivering the goods over 6 months, not just the 2 weeks that follow the new moon. You're setting a new beginning in health protocols, a new beginning in work routines, a new beginning in tendencies, a new beginning with pets over the 6 months that follow. So you get to a full moon in Virgo 6 months later, and that's the completion fruiting of all those new beginnings. Okay. If you have debt to pay off, you owe money, credit cards or whatever, Mercury, commerce, marketing, merchandising can help you negotiate debt reduction or ways to pay off debts over the course of the 6 months that follow this new moon that happens while he's co-present with the moon at the time of September 14th. There's a full moon in Aries on September 29th. We're not going to go into a lot of detail here because I do the all signs videos where I go into all the detail during my monthly stuff. Every month I put that out on my channel, so subscribe. But it's a new moon. It's a full moon in the house of you at 6 degrees. All you Aries sun, moon, and rising, 3 to 9 degrees. Whoa, what a new fresh beginning for you. My moon's at 8 degrees. I'm getting a big new lunar beginning, a fullness, a completion. Well, that has to do with lunar matters, right? Which are often where you live, home. And so, there's energy for each of us here, but we're not going to go into detail. Just know that there is this big lunation in the sign of you on September 29th, promising a kind of fulfillment and fruition of matters to do with you, whether it's your moon, your home and home life, sun, purpose and career, me, or rising, everything in your life, coming to fullness in some way. We're going to go through a breakdown shortly of all signs part of it, but we need to talk about Jupiter first. Jupiter is in your second house of money and earnings and resources. And simply said, the middle of May 2023 to near the end of May 24, you are getting more wealthy. Jupiter's laying golden money eggs in your money and possessions house. It's going to be great. I can promise you that. It doesn't all show up at once. Think of eggs that need to hatch, but all of the bits and pieces are being put into place for some financial gain that you could see unfold over the next 2 or 3 years. And so keep in mind that you're going to be prosperous. Okay, that's the gist. You already experienced a bit of that quest for prosperity as the North Node went through your second house already, all of 22 into the middle of 23. And then it just continues with Jupiter expanding it even greater. And with Uranus, it's rags to riches, guys. You got Uranus, Jupiter there for the once in a lifetime transit, big boom of money over the next year, sudden, unexpected, especially next April. Subscribe to my channel. I'll tell you why You get rich quick and suddenly next April. But, for now, just know that you've got Jupiter's blessings, except he's retrograde. He retrogrades on September 4th, the same day that Venus will station direct, and he goes backwards. Now, don't expect to get like vastly wealthy in September, October, November, December. Well, till December 3rd, because from September 4th to December 3rd, he's backtracking. He's going back over old ground in your second house of speech, vocation, calling, and earnings. Part of that means you're going to revise, reassess, rethink, redo, dive into deeper wisdom about how money should show up. Your inner guru is coming through the house of speech and voice, and opportunities that go through going inward for wisdom about how your earning structure should look, how you want to make money, what your best opportunities are for financial gain here. I mean, certainly with Pluto still in your 10th house, some of you could have some really powerful money and career opportunities occur with that Jupiter timeframe transit, at least until January. But the retrograde is a deeper energy. And, I would say what I'm suggesting is don't go freak out if in September, October, November, you think your earnings are declining. They may actually slow a bit, or they may go back a bit, but they're going to bounce forward after December 3rd. So just breathe through an apparent maybe contraction, because the expansion of Jupiter is now contracting in earnings. It's just a temporary situation. I can tell you so much about why with that Mars story coming up in January, exalting your 10th house. But, subscribe to my channel, because I can give you you're going to be so wealthy next year. A lot of areas you're going to love next year. Now, one of the other things I'd say with Jupiter retrograde, he's going back in a house of speech. So it's time to pull back on your speech. I'm going to laugh. You guys to know that I've often talked about my position on certain medical procedures that were unrolled during the pandemic. And I'm now choosing to back off any of those conversations because my subs went down a lot, by half maybe, in the month of August, which I did several videos in which I talked about that stuff. So I'm making an elective decision to pull back and not estrange newcomers to my channel by no longer delineating that content. Finally, when Jupiter retrograding here can bring money to you from the past, bounty money that is owed to you somehow coming out of the past. Who's going to say no to that? That can happen in September, October, and November. Okay. Unexpectedly. Let's now dive into the micronutia of the month by going one by one through all of the things that are happening here. September 3rd and 4th, Mercury trines Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be retrograde, but it's just stationing. So he's very powerful and very slow. And Mercury, he is going to be retrograding, and he's also very powerful, close to Earth, and slow. So big energy around positive, lucky breaks around money. September 3rd and 4th, earnings and possessions, unexpected blow up and glow up, but it coming through the work and career space. That's where it comes from. On September 6th, Mercury comes into the heart of the sun, called a Cazimi. This is a reset button in your work and health and pet and tendencies area. As I said, with the new moon on the 14th and also the 2-month stay of Mercury, you'll have to go back to July, August, September of 16 to see how it played out then, because it's all happening again. Here we go again. Now, this Cazimi is going to be fantastic for downloads, divine insights, and ideas about your work and career and health stories. And if you want to get into that with me on my free webinar, please sign up below. We do a meditation. We guide you through it. There's also a lesson involved, a slideshow. And I love teaching that webinar class. It's one of my favorites, and it's different every time. So check the Cazimi webinar out for free and sign up. On September 15th through the 18th, we have a glorious sun, purpose energy, trining unexpected developments in the money house, Uranus. So bottom line is something about your work and your health, but mostly your work environment, your work and service, your job energy, glowing up with financial goodness. And that looks like a new job, a raise, a promotion, maybe unexpected, exciting financial glow up September 15th to the 18th. However, Venus is objecting a little bit. She's in Leo. She will be in direct motion. She will be squaring retrograde Jupiter in Taurus. So it looks like Jupiter's trying to go deep, kind of reassess, trying to deepen the way and the depth of your way you create money and your voice and calling it for vocational earnings. And Venus is having a glitch. Even though things are financially glowing up, she's maybe having a values glitch, or a child's getting in the way, or information or things going on with a child or a lover, or your sex life or your dating life can be sort of like a little bit like a friction point here. So it could be literally an obligation for a child getting in the way of some career opportunity, but it's not an either or. I say this for all of these glitches with Venus. She's more inclined to have you resolve it peacefully than not, but go into the depths of your values around the situation at hand. It's not you could choose one or the other. You figure out a way to make it work and make decisions and actions based on accompanying both the values of Venus with the golden career and money opportunity of September 15th to the 18th. Again, the glitches may be to do with leisure travel, children, pregnancy, fertility, creative projects, etc. I mean, like you have a creative project you really want to finish, but now you've got this work opening and you can't do both. So you have to choose between the two, but can you do both? Can you find a way to say yes to both? September 20 to 22nd, there's a Pluto Sun activation that's power and wealth. And that is basically coming to an end for us, as Pluto will leave Capricorn fully in 2025. So this energy is something like you have this wealth power energy in your 10th Capricorn house for career and purpose. And of course, that's been since 2008, and you've been escalating, transforming, and changing and renegotiating your power and your success in career as it comes to wealth and power in your career. And for a lot of us Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, there's been a lot of transformation through our career and reputation house, right? I mean, I've gone through it. Holy man, have you? I started a magazine back in 2013 that was crashed by Facebook when they pulled the plug on my whole thing. I invested money. You'll find that there's been a lot of death and rebirth in your career path, right? Aries, hoser since 2008. I felt that. And so this is finishing in 25, but here we go with a positive power up. Sun in the work and the work routines and the service and the job. Pluto in the house of career. Yay, us. Something glorious. September 20th, 22nd feels good, feels powerful, feels wealthy. And then we have a glitch. We have the Sun also opposite Neptune in the house of the 12th house. So where is this opportunity, glow up, power, money getting in the way of things to do with addiction, spiritual enlightenment, self-undoing, illusion and delusion around foreign lands, foreign shores, foreigners, or things to do with maybe, Neptune is an enlightenment transit, right? He's in your 12th house of moksha and liberation. He's a god of unity, consciousness, and oneness, and oceanic awareness. And so maybe there's spiritually you're awakening at the same time your career is taking off and you don't know how to balance it, or you have this destination opportunity to a seashore in a foreign land, but it's at odds with an amazing glow up in your career, or something like that. So look for that tension to be playing out in the sky around September 20 to 22nd. On September 24th to 29th, we talked about Venus sextile to Mars, so we won't do it again. So just go back and listen to the earlier part of the story. Then on September 29th and September 30th or so, we have two stories going on with Uranus. Venus squares Uranus. Venus in your 5th house squares Uranus in your money house and earnings house. And then at the same time, we also have Mercury trining Uranus from your work house, pet house, tendencies house, yada, yada. So we have, again, Venus doth object. It's her third objection in this way. Venus squared Uranus twice already, just like Venus squared Jupiter twice already. So Venus keeps kind of putting her nose into things. Now, the squares can just be gritty tension that leads to opportunity if you take action and you make decisions, right? Not always the end of the world. So Venus squares Uranus, love and money surprises, for example, September 29th and 30th. But this is money luck, like winning the lottery, casino, gaming, pregnancy, fertility surprises. Could be happening here. But it's a lot to do with money too, because Venus is a money goddess and a money luck house. Squaring Uranus in an earnings and money house, possessions house. Surprise. September 29th and 30th. Good news though, Mercury now going direct, right? Mercury empowered by that new moon. Mercury after post-Cazimi rebirth is now moving, bless his mercurial soul, directly in a happy fast speed motion, getting ready to exit in a few days. So he's moving quickly through your 6th house of work. So Mercury trining Uranus is an unexpected work opportunity, an unexpected career opportunity, an unexpected financial opportunity through your work, a bounteous one. But there's something going on with either a child, your creativity, your entrepreneurship, that may also be glitchy about this whole thing. Could also be a values reassessment. Or again, it could not be about you. It could be one of your kids. Again, we're even looking at saying September 15th to 18th and September 29th and 30th, one of your children or pregnancy itself, maybe kind of in the mix here. All right. And lastly, I mean, come on, Venus square Uranus. Venus is a fertility goddess in a pregnancy and conception house. Uranus is the unexpected. Jupiter is a god of children sitting next to Uranus in your second house. News, unexpected news, you or somebody is pregnant, and it may be throwing a bit of a monkey wrench into your, oh my God, look at my prosperity glow up. Look at my career glow up that's happening this month. Okay, hopefully that's useful. Now I'm going to draw a card. You are my last video. I started this month with Pisces. Whoa. Recording these videos. It took me 2 days because they're almost a half an hour each. And here we go. What's your monthly message, Aries? Woohoo! What do you need to know? I'm one of you. Oh my God, Hern. The dragon is Hern. Herne. And by the way, these are my sister's cards. Healingwithnancylynn.com, fall 15 for 15% off any healing with her during the month of September and the last 10 days of August, and those spots will fill up. And she's amazing. She truly can do miracles if you're ready for miracles. I believe in miracles. So let's take a look at her. And yeah, check out my Patreon community. I'm giving you like almost $80 worth of free gifts if you give me a try during last week of August and all of September. And if you don't like me, you can unsubscribe. No hard feelings. I really mean that. Yes, you can be usurious, jump in, get the free gifts and leave for $5. It's up to you. Just want you to give it a try and see if you like hanging with me in my Patreon community, where you get real life contact with me in small group settings with discussions and you chat with me personally. If that's something that interests you, come aboard. So Hern is asteroid 33. I love that number, right? 33 is my favorite magical number lately. So 2033. It's all alpha, it's all Roman numerals, so give me a sec. Hern is an earth dragon, by the way. This dragon reminds us that everything is cyclical and draws attention to how out of sync we are with the Earth's natural rhythm, our internal body clocks, etc., with smartphones, TV, blue lights, all of that. He says to us, you may celebrate May Day, Halloween, Christmas, and other festivals, but you forget the real essence of what truly signifies. They truly signify they're a celebration of Earth's bounty, and you are out of step with these, Aries. It's time to reevaluate, slow down your fast-paced life. Well, I can definitely connect to slowing down my fast-paced life. My YouTube channel's been growing like 3,000 plus subscribers a month for 5 months, and it's because I've been working my ass off. So yeah, I can see I need to slow down. So maybe we're spinning on our axis rather than interweaving with the Earth's beautiful energy. Trees, watch the waves, listen to the bees. I'm having bees come up everywhere in my life. Now, your body and your mind require time to replenish, reboot. The dragon says, things such as a human love, nothing lasts forever. Things such as human love and life wax and wane like the moon. They are forever changing. They follow the natural cycles of death and rebirth. Oh, okay. I'm down for more downtime. How are you other Aries out there doing? Let me know in the comments. Aries are the least likely to listen to my videos. You're just the least likely. If I look at my numbers every month, like you get Libra's 15,000 views and you guys will be like 3,000 views. So those Aries who are actually listening to this, who actually care to take advice from me, or astrologers like me, thank you for being here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit my bell for notifications. Thank you.